Once upon a time there was a magnificent theater, the Magistique Theater. Some would say it was a magical theater, and rightfully so, because world-class magicians would travel there to perform their most amazing feats of prestidigitation, like Houdini, Thurston, Blackstone Sr. and Blackstone Jr. and Doug Henning, to name just a few. The theater has been passed down through a generation of magic-friendly enthusiasts. Samantha, the current owner, inherited the Magistique Theater from her grandfather. She was a remarkable magician in her own right and enjoyed performing in her theater every night as Lady Samtini. Jeremiah was Samantha's trusted magic assistant and her very best friend. Jeremiah's sister, Flora, lives up to her name by performing some amazing flower magic tricks in Lady Samtini's show. After every performance, the three would celebrate by drinking Jeremiah's wine made from his secret recipe. One day, a young rising star in the magic world, Eli, better known as the Amazing Elyon, walked into the theater and auditioned before Samantha. Impressed, she booked him for a week-long engagement. He was a hit. Samantha asked him to stay on for another week. And then another week. And then another and another, until Eli was a regular performer. Eli soon teamed up with Samantha, Flora and Jeremiah to create a wonderful magic show that was a delight for audiences of all ages. They packed Samantha's theater every night. Throughout their relationship, Eli and Samantha experienced every human emotion and eventually fell in love. During the performance of Jeremiah's newly designed and extremely dangerous illusion, Hell's Firespiker, something goes terribly wrong and Eli and Samantha meet their tragic end. Once in heaven, God takes a liking to Eli and makes him one of his proteges. God has proteges? Go figure. Eli, unsure as to why, decides to play along and learns a great deal from the Almighty. However, still angry over his untimely demise, he finds it hard to fit in. His constant joking around does not sit well with many of the heavenly creatures, and his evolving God complex ultimately angers most of heaven's angels. Eli's mother, Mama, also a resident angel, is proud of her son's relationship with God and therefore tends to be overly protective. Most of the angels would even say that Eli is a mama's boy. One late evening, against Mama's warnings, Eli decides to attempt an intimate hookup with Samantha, a definite heaven no-no. And as we all know, God sees all and hears all. He decides to send Samantha back to the Magistique Theater as Lady Samantha, the Angel of Joy. And after a scolding, Eli stays in heaven as God's protege. Because Eli blamed the failure of the Hell's Firespiker illusion on Jeremiah and Flora, he turns her into a Spanish-speaking butterfly and him into a rhyming bullfrog to live the rest of their lives in the confines of the theater. At times, Lady Samantha will travel from her grave to seek solace in her abandoned theater where she and Eli first met. It is a time she can be with Flora and Jeremiah to drink wine, laugh and tell stories of the past. It is there she invades the dreams of troubled lovers to bring them into her domain for a lesson in joy, hope and love. Sometimes Eli will show up, unannounced, to her dismay, only to create conflict and chaos to disrupt Lady Samantha's transformational endeavors. He, having issues with his emotional past and still reeling from a broken heart, and she, just wanting him to stay with her, becomes our backstory. Which leads us to Kendra, a 30-something, who is excited about her upcoming singing gig at the Celebrity Ball, a fundraiser for the preservation of the Magistique Theater, Samantha's theater. 2 hours before her performance, she finds herself in an argument with her boyfriend, Zach, which results in their breakup. Exhausted, she falls asleep but soon finds herself being led into a dream by Jeremiah, the frog, and Flora, the butterfly, that places her in the old, dilapidated, musty-smelling Magistique Theater. It now becomes Lady Samantha's job as the Angel of Joy to help Kendra find her true self and bring her back to what is most important in life, love. Suddenly, Eli makes his presence known in a flash of smoke, sparks, fire, and a rumbling theater. In the beginning, his involvement in Kendra's transformation is more about creating chaos and conflict than helping Lady Samantha. But he is always ready for some comedic relief, telling jokes from his god-awful joke book. Lady Samantha is in command of 20 magical angels who, through the songs they sing, the dances they dance and magic they perform, create the needed changes for Kendra to see that her true love, Jeremiah, was standing next to her the entire time. When Eli sings the song, Try a Little Tenderness, he places Kendra and Jeremiah in a double twister illusion. He cranks and cranks the contraption to the point they are twisted all up. When the song ends, they emerge from the illusion, with Jeremiah wearing Kendra's funky dress and her sexy legs, and Kendra now has Jeremiah's frog legs. After they have a good laugh over their current physical predicament, Kendra looks into Jeremiah's eyes and says, I've kissed quite a few frogs in my life, believe you me, all in hopes of finding my fairy tale prince. Jeremiah looking surprised by her comment, a prince? Look at me. I'm an ugly frog and you are beautiful. I feel like I'm in a stage production of Beauty and the Beast. Of course, Eli has to add his 2 cents and shouts from his throne. You do know in that story the beast was stuck in that castle to live as a beast forever, until he was saved by the bell. After the laughter dies down, Kendra takes Jeremiah's frog hands. You are not a beast. You are handsome. Jeremiah looks into Kendra's eyes. I had a dream where I was ugly, then I woke up and looked in the mirror. Dreams really do come true. Stop, Jeremiah, Kendra says lovingly. You are a really cool looking frog. Jeremiah, a bit sad, says, looking cool is one thing but smelling like one, that's a whole other thing. Ribbit ribbit. Kendra looks into his eyes and begins to rhyme. I'll spray you with my secret perfume. And watch as the magic of love takes bloom. I'll close my eyes, lean in for a kiss. Please, Jeremiah, make sure I don't miss. When Kendra gives Jeremiah an affectionate kiss, through the smoke and fog we expect Jeremiah to emerge as a handsome prince. Nope, it's Kendra who has magically turns into a beautiful frog. As frogs, Kendra and Jeremiah lead all of the angels in singing an old-fashioned love song, which is a fun, 1920s style dance song. It's loads of fun to watch 2 frogs and a bunch of angels doing the Charleston and Black Bottom dance. In the end, Kendra, not the frog, awakes from her dream by appearing from inside her hope chest wearing a beautiful rainbow-colored dress. And by her side is Jeremiah, not the frog, dressed a green sequined tuxedo. They embrace and kiss while Eli, Samantha, and the rest sing, celebrate. As the song progresses, everyone walks onto a large platform, and when the song ends, they vanish in a poof.